Welcome to the Valley Game of the Week preview, and we've got a dandy in Springfield coming up on Saturday between Illinois State and Missouri State, a battle for third place. And pleased to be joined by Illinois State head coach Kristen Gillespie and Missouri State head coach Beth Cunningham. Ladies, always great to see you. Looking forward to Saturday, and we'll just dive right in. One of the key matchups in this game that I am looking forward to is the Battle of the Bigs, and both of you have all conference bigs on your team. And so, Kristen, we'll start with you. What impresses you about each other's bigs?
Well, they don't stop. They just keep rolling them in. I spent last night really diving in to watching a lot of Missouri State, and I couldn't sleep half the night just trying to figure out how we're going to scheme. I tell you what, Beth has done such an outstanding job. Her team is playing as well as any team in the conference right now, but they're so unique because each one of their post players poses a little different challenge. And what I think from the last time we played, I think Kennedy Taylor's playing. She's day and night different. I mean, man, we're worried about all of them, but she's such a physical post player. She's such a nice compliment to Jade and India. I mean, we're going to have our hands full. So it's going to be a all hands on deck defensive effort on Saturday.
Beth, I'll ask you the same question and just add that, I mean, both of your teams, one of the things that impresses me most about your post players is that, they have that ability to both play inside, but also face up, especially you, Beth, your posts are out there on that high post, pinch post area quite a bit.
Yeah, we definitely try to recruit post players that have a high IQ and a skill set in addition to physical presence. And like Kristen mentioned, I think they're all a little bit different. They all bring something a little bit different to the table, but at the end of the day, they all fit us really well with what we do. We can still play the same way regardless of who's in there. It's just maybe a little bit different emphasis or different looks and things like that. We don't have to change the way that we play regardless of who's in there. But you look at what Illinois State did to us the first time we played them at their place. Wilson certainly just impacted the game and gave all of our posts a lot of problems. And then Bowman has always been a kid that has hurt us. So, worry about both of them. And certainly we have to be a whole lot better with our interior game than we were at their place. And they, both those kids pose a lot of problems for us.
Another area that when I look at from a big picture league perspective, but then it really comes out on both of your teams is just the impact of freshmen, and how have each of you seen freshmen really impact your lineup, especially as Valley play has gone on. And Beth, let's start with you.
Yeah, well, we brought in a freshman class of 5, and when we signed them, we felt like they were a freshman class that could impact us, and they certainly have. It's hard with freshmen because everybody's on a different timetable. Everybody has, it's not so much about them, it's what your team needs and different roles. And then you also have just the transition to the college game. And so each one is kind of in a little bit of a different boat. But I always say, don't compare yourself to anybody else, and so I think they've all come in and they've done a great job providing us, some things that we really need in certain areas. And probably where I've been just most pleased is really since Christmas, just the impact that we've had with them off the bench and just the development of our bench. And I think that's been huge for us. It's huge when you play a 20-game conference schedule, and you're going through the grind of a season. And then you look at somebody like Kira Daniels, who, she hasn't played like a freshman all year, obviously, had moved her into the starting lineup. But I think really our entire freshman class has just really done a great job developing, coming along, understanding what we're trying to do, adjust to the college game. And I think a big key to our success has been the development of our freshman class.
Kirsten, you have some really great freshmen too. Savannah McGowan coming off one of her best games as a Redbird. Obviously, Shannon Dowell, Brooke Coffey. You have a great freshman class. So how have you seen them really impact and grow in their role here, especially as of late?
Yeah, like Beth said, I mean, the transition is always really tough. And with each of our 4, Molly Lenz is the other freshman who's doing really great things for us. We always say comparison is the thief of joy. Like you can't look to the left or right. You just, hey, how do you make a positive impact to help our team be successful? And, you know, they all play behind, well, 3 of them play behind, you know, 4 or 5 year seniors that have been through the wars with us. And of course, you know, that trust level with me is pretty high, but what I love is they're unbelievable human beings. They just kind of lost their selves in such a positive way of just, they're great on the bench when they're not in. They are the biggest cheerleaders. They're going crazy. But since conference play, they've really found a way to impact when they get on the court, whether it's Molly really sharing the ball. You know, Brooke is such a gifted passer. Savannah had a huge game for us. Shannon Dowell did slide into that starting role a couple weeks ago, and she's so dynamic, but it's never about them. And that's what I love. They just, you know, they want to be a part of helping our team be successful.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It'll be a dogfight for the all freshman team. There's some really good choices this year, and I'm sure we're going to see a number from both of your teams on that team when it comes out in March. I'll close with this, just from a wide picture view. You know, I was thinking about when you both took over, and Kristen, I mean, it's just amazing to me. I think it's year 7 for you now. Beth, obviously year 2 for you now, but just the parallels a little bit in the 2 programs where you took over inherited programs that really rich women's basketball tradition. But when you took over, you both didn't have a lot of returnees back. You know, you're kind of building things in your own way. And so what have you each prioritized in that process to find the success that you have? And Beth, we'll start with you, especially find the success so quickly.
Yeah, really, you know, when I came in, I think, you know, every step along the way for me, whether it's been as an assistant coach or as a previous head coach, is just finding kids that really fit what we're about. And so that goes way beyond just the basketball court. It's high character kids that believe in something, wanting to be something about something bigger than just themselves, that are unselfish, willing to buy into the success of a team, but understand that they can still achieve what they want individually with that too. And you know, when I took over, I embraced the challenge. You know, people, you know, said, you know, look at the years that they've had previously, but you know, I really kind of embraced it. And I want to be somewhere that expects to be good, and that it's a priority. And it certainly is here at Missouri State. And you know, give my credit, a lot of credit to my staff, that we just really hit the ground running and really embraced the kids that we did have, that were coming in, and then also went out and just really tried to target who we thought could impact us just from a recruiting standpoint, and whether it be freshmen or whether it be impactful transfers. You know, and it's not just about finding talent, it's about finding the right pieces to fit what we do, both on and off the court. And then systematically, there's just so many things that go into it. But love the team that we've put together this year. You spend a ton of time together. And so, you know, I think most importantly, you want to be with people that you enjoy being around every day, because there's a lot of ups and downs along the way, but just really appreciative of the way that our kids have really just bought into each other, and really just try to get better every day.
Kristen, I was looking back. I mean, I remember a lot of conversations you and I had year 1. You know, but I was even looking back the year before you took over. 4 wins in Valley play is what the team had. So it's just crazy to think how far you guys have come in 7 years.
Yeah, it was, you know, slim pickings, so to speak, when we first got here. And our staff did, like Beth said, a great job of identifying, excuse me, young people that just wanted to be a part of our culture. And we were in a different spot that wanted to be a part of the rebuild. You know, the boots on the ground, like one season at a time. You think about like Mary Crompton, Simone Goods, who just, excuse me, believed in our vision, you know. And year by year, we were able to attract a little bit better caliber talent, but it still comes down to the core of great human beings that want to be a part of a championship culture. And it's never about them. It's how can we serve each other? How can we play for the greater good? And I've had unbelievable assistant coaches that just have hit home run after home run with our recruits.
Well, ladies, I'm really looking forward to Saturday's matchup. We got some great post players. We got 2 really great point guards. One who's probably the favorite for newcomer of the year. So looking forward to it. It'll be fun. Lady Bears fans, make note too. It's a 2 p.m. tip in Springfield, and the game will be on Valley Sports Midwest. So looking forward to that, and we will see you this weekend.